Hello guys and gals. Today I'm doing a little bit of a comparison review between a couple lighters. One is going to be a traditional Zippo lighter. One is going to be a Imco, I believe that's how you say it, Triplex super lighter. I got this in the mail today, so it's one that I ordered. Somebody posted a video of it. I thought it was interesting. I've always loved Zippos. I think they're really cool. The smell of them is nostalgic, though I don't smoke. I think they're a really neat thing. They're very Americana, which I love about them. So the Zippo, very popular lighter in America. It's basically a lighter that you fill with, Zippo fluid. That's how I think of it. But it's essentially a petrol lighter. A little bit different than a traditional lighter. A traditional lighter, you have kind of a sealed lighter. They don't really lose fluid. One of the drawbacks to these is that the fluid evaporates, so they're not airtight, but they're cool and they're nostalgic. Lights up just by kind of flicking this. I don't really have fluid in this right now. There's a little bit of fluid in there, but as you can see, this is how it lights. It's considered a windproof lighter. With Zippo, they started making them in, it's looking like 1933 is when they started making them, and this was a copy of an Austrian lighter. So it was an Austrian lighter. That was the idea where they got the Zippo lighter from. When you open a Zippo, what you have to do is you have to fill this with fluid. It's a little hot right now, so kind of hard for me to open, but I will attempt anyways. And you light it with this, so you have a flint, you have your area right here, I don't know what it's technically called, but where your flame comes up, you have a wick in it, and then you have the area below, and that's cooled off enough, where you're going to put your fluid in here, and the screw right here is what holds your wick in. The one thing that I would say about this, and why I'm kind of doing this video and showing both of them, is that this all is kind of hard to deal with. Difficult to grab this. You have to grab this area and pull it up. This is kind of a thick felt material, I believe, that you have to pull up in order to access where you're going to put the fluid. And you have to screw the screw out, which is tightened down, I believe. Yep, I can't do it with my fingers. So this is tightened down, and you have to replace the flint through here. I just bought this one recently, so I haven't changed the flint or anything on it. And then you have, when you open the Zippo, I push it down a little more, sorry. When you open the Zippo, you're going to open it up and light the lighter like that. Though, like I said, it doesn't have much fluid in it. So that's your Zippo. Great lighter. I'm not going to say anything bad about it. What I really love about this lighter, the design, it fits very easily in a change pocket in men's jeans, or I suppose women's jeans if they have a change pocket. And it's very iconic, so it's what most people buy. They're very collectible. Very cool. Alright, so today I got this. This is a Imco lighter. It's called the Triplex Super, I believe, though I could be wrong there, so don't quote me. Apparently this was developed in 1936, so a little bit after the Zippo, though the company itself has been in business since, I think, 1907. And this is an Austrian company, Austria being where Zippo copied their ideas from. This is really cool, and I'll kind of show you why. First of all, you don't have to open the lighter, then light it. Actually, opening the lighter actually lights it. One of the other cool things about this is that it has a flame height adjuster. So you can go like that to actually raise the flame, lower the flame. Pretty cool. And you close it, it snuffs it. Kind of like a Zippo. You can close the Zippo and snuff it the same way. Or you can blow it out. Another cool thing, and I actually saw this lighter on kind of an, I don't know if it's a survival forum or an everyday item forum or something like that. Another thing that you can do with this lighter, and it will heat up when you do this, you can light it, and then you can pull this part out, and you can actually use it as a candle, which is quite cool. So you light the lighter, you pull that out, you got yourself a candle, you can blow it out, or you can use the actual area that puts the lighter out traditionally, which is right here. You can use that to snuff the flame. Pretty neat also. Like I said though, the flame gets kind of high, so this part gets kind of warm. One of the other neat things about this lighter is it's a lot easier to service. So when you press on here and you push out, and it's a little bit difficult to do, but you can pull this out. You're going to have your flint and everything right in here. So if you pull this back, I'll show you here. I think I can show you. So you pull this area down, and depending on how it's sitting in there, you either have to pull it down and tap the top of the lighter a few times, or it just naturally falls down. You have your flint right there. You can see the flint in mine. So it's very easy to replace. You're not going to need a screwdriver, anything like that. When you push that back up, you push this down, clicks back in place. So the other thing about both these lighters, you can get them wet, you can dry them out, a little bit, blow on them, shake them out, make sure the flint's dried off, and they'll light even if they're wet. This one, a little bit thicker, a little bit, not quite as wide, so it might be awkward in the pocket, so that'd be a drawback of this. The other main drawback of this too is this is a bit of a thinner stamped metal, and I have read that people have bent these lighters. Also, this spot right here apparently tends to fall off. I wouldn't know that, through my experience. I just got it. And in Europe, apparently these things are like a dime a dozen, so you can go to any store, buy them for really cheap. Whereas here in America, we have to order them online. They're going to be 10 to 20 bucks. But really neat comparison, and I think this is a really cool lighter, and I think it's a really neat, kind of unique alternative to the Zippo lighter if you want something that's going to have a little bit more function and be a little bit easier to deal with. And it frankly is easier to fill also. So when you pull this out, you're going to tilt it upside down. You're going to unscrew this cap right here. And this is going to be your area where you put the lighter fluid. So once again, you don't have to try to grab that felt thing, which can be difficult to grab depending on your Zippo and how much of the felt is sticking up. But, so kind of a different way to refill it. A little bit of fluid dropped out there. So, yeah, this is your Zippo versus your Imco. Really digging the Imco. See you later.